shows out on Collins. I be.
What's going on, everybody? The original Mako back with some more Never Return content, and I'm going to be starting a series today where I am basically just going to review like each different class of the talent tree. But before we get into that, first of all, check the links in the description. Our Twitch is getting close to 1,000 followers, which is a pretty huge milestone to hit, so check that out. I'm live streaming Monday through Friday, Tuesdays, Fridays are in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays in the evenings, most likely. That might be changing soon, but just check out the Twitch, follow it, and turn on notifications so you know when I go live, or hit up the Discord where I send an alert every time I'm live as well. Also, check out the Patreon. The support on there is kind of what's helping me get these videos up consistently. The gunfire, the Never Return, you know, it takes some time to do that, and your guys' help really does help me more than you guys know. So check out that Patreon. It would really mean a lot if you guys could support on there. But if not, then hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Today we're going to be starting with the Ranger class, which is this little bow and arrow thing over here, and I'm going to be going over some of the more important upgrades, the talent gem, the specific talent gem for the Ranger class, and then kind of just showing it off in a floor or two. Get a little gameplay in there. But first, let's start with some of the importance of the tree. So obviously it's a lot of basic stuff until you get up to this little area here, the kind of connector between the Ranger class and the daggers class. Daggers. I think this is yeah, dual wielding swords, daggers. Anyways, not the point. The point is we're gonna look at some of these important upgrades, starting with companions. Your companions are summoned permanently. So your summoned animal companion will remain permanently active. If you have the Frost Ranger or After Image, the animal companion in your starter room will have the same level. So the Frost Ranger is the weapon, or the class exclusive weapon, which I do have. So the little animal in our starter room has the same level as that, but a lot of bows have a summoning ability on the bow. I think I actually have an example of one. I do. So this bow, for example, the last ability is Summon a Bear. Summon a bear at the same level as your weapon for 61.5 seconds, except you summon a bear with the same level as your weapon forever, because animal companions stay. So if you find a high-level bow that has a summoning, boom, easy. You summon a bear at the same level as your weapon for infinite amount of time, or I guess until it dies. If it dies, then adios. See you in the next lobby, kid. But that's how you get an animal companion. Another way to do it, besides having a bow that summons one, is to, okay, why? There we go. Is in the talent gem. Actually, one of the parts of the talent gem is summon a wolf with the same level as your weapon for 30 seconds, except you summon a wolf and it's permanent because of this companion tree. So with this talent, with the exclusive talent gem, you have a permanent wolf that is always the same level as your highest weapon or whatever weapon you're using. So you don't have to always keep a weapon that has a summoning with you, which is nice, just makes it a little more convenient and easier to find loot that works for you. So the most important, or one of the more important ones, having a permanent companion makes a huge difference in runs that I've been able to tell. Next up, where is the next one? Right here. Couple. When you have no remaining arrows, regain a set amount of arrows, and you can only trigger it once per 25 seconds. Once you have this maxed out, as I do, it's 21 arrows, and it's actually really, 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 really good, because so far I have found that running out of arrows is almost never an issue for me anymore, because if I run out, I get 21 back, and by the time that I run out of those arrows again, most of the time it's been 25 seconds, because I'm letting my animal companion do some work, my summonings do some work, the avatar of the ranger doing some work. So being able to regain these arrows, but only after the 25 seconds, hasn't been too big of a problem. I think maybe 2 or 3 times I've run out of arrows completely. And even then, my animal companion can just do work until the cooldown's off, and then we get our 21 arrows back. So This is a really, really good one for getting those arrows back and making sure you have ammunition. Some of the other ones around here are really based around the companion. The two big ones are Gregarious, which your summoned companion has increased attack, health, and defense. Makes him live longer, attack harder. There's maxing this out early is really good. Your animal companion can do work while you just kind of sit back and turn it into an AFK farm game. Not really. If you do that, your animal companion's going to get smoked even at max level. But either way, still really important. And then the other big one that I have found is I haven't found it too crazy yet. It has saved me maybe once or twice, but transferring, I have it maxed out. So transfer 25% of your damage taken onto your companions, and then it automatically summons your companion once every 120 seconds. But the good news about that is if your companion dies and for some reason you don't have a summoning bow on you or the talent gem, then every 120 seconds you'll summon a new one. But 25% of the damage you take will go to your companions. So you're taking it's basically a 25% damage reduction. Because if you have a bow that can summon or the talent gem, you're going to be able to summon a companion whenever you want. So if one dies, you just summon another one, do it all over again. A 25% damage reduction is an insane amount of damage reduction. So this one being maxed out is actually huge and a very important one as well. The next big one that I would say on the tier list is Crossbow. Start right as you start getting up into the actual bow part here. So for Crossbow, when attacking with a bow, you have a % chance of summoning a crossbow on your position. Crossbow is a little mounted turret. I will show it off in just a second once we get into the floors. And the mounted turret can have some upgrades that we'll show in a second, but it just kind of stays in a spot, does its thing for a few seconds, and then poof, it disappears. Once you just unlock this, you can have 2 at a time, 2 max at a time, and they just put in work. Once again, you just hit a few enemies with your bow and summon these crossbow turrets. Let your animal companion and crossbows just clear the room. Boom, you pick up the loot, you keep going. You can get, after that, I believe, where is it? Right here. So this one, once you get up a few more, you can double the amount of crossbows summoned, so you can have up to 4 and more increased damage for the crossbows. Being able to double your damage output doesn't ever really seem like a bad idea. So this is also a very important one. The next most important one, and by far and away the most important talent in this tree, you want to rush this like as quickly as possible. The biggest reason for success, the best skill I've encountered in the game so far, is the Avatar of the Ranger. When attacking with a bow equipped, you have a 30% chance of summoning the Avatar of Ranger. While the Avatar is active, all damage is increased by 120%, and while the Avatar is active, it will rain. At first, when I unlocked this, I was like, oh, cool, all damage by 120%, my crossbows, my animal companions, my bow, that's crazy, right? I kind of ignored that last sentence because I didn't know what it meant. It means this Avatar that, like, engulfs you is going to fire a spread of arrows that are all dealing 120% extra damage and just AoE clear everything in your way for a decent amount of time. And with a 30% chance to trigger it, it's happening pretty often, and it's just amazing. It's so good. It clears things early game. It's still clearing things now. Does so much damage, a ton of work, and this is one of the things where if you're waiting for the cooldown on your arrows to come back, you can proc this, hopefully, and then you just sit there and don't have to shoot your own bow. You can shoot your own bow if you have a plethora of arrows, but if not, you can just let this thing do work, clear the room, you sit back, let your arrows reach in, and boom, you've got the whole room cleared, you're ready to go. Takes down bosses, rune bosses, everything just with ease. So Avatar of the Ranger, the best thing in this entire tree for sure. So that's the one you're going to want to rush. Next up is obviously the class-specific weapon is real nice. When you get it, the first upgrade you get with it is going to be level 25. So it might be behind your current gear, but you can start getting, after I learned something, you can start getting the exact boss item you need pretty easily. So being able to upgrade it's not too big of a deal. I've almost got mine up to my level, which is like in the 70s. So yeah, Frost Ranger, a really solid weapon to get. It's always fun to have an exclusive weapon for your class. So that's a really good one. And now we're going to look, those are the biggest, most important things in the tree. Obviously, a lot of other really good stuff too to mess around with and look at. Not going to make an 80-minute video going through each and every one specifically, but we are going to go through the talent gem real quick. So the Night Ranger talent gem is the exclusive gem that can only be used in the Ranger class. Well, not necessarily. I mean, you can use it in any specific talent gem spot, but if you're using the Ranger class, you're going to want to use it. So, starting with the top one here, the core talent. Upon entering a new floor, your animal companion gains 2% health, total defense, and total attack, as well as 1% crit chance and total crit damage. I have to assume this resets when you go back to the starting area, or whenever you summon a new animal companion. But assuming you're just going on a long grind to see, hey, how long can I go without going back to the main area? I mean, you go, and right now it's only at level 2, mind you. This can go, this could increase. The percentages will increase. But at level 2, let's say I'm going to go 20 floors. I'm just going to get through 4 bosses real quick. Your animal companion on the last floor is going to have a 40% increased health, 40% total defense, and 40% increased attack, as well as 20% crit chance and total crit damage. Insane ability, super good for what you're doing because you're always going to have an animal companion up, most likely. So just a great ability on this talent gem. Next, Summon Wolf. You can summon a wolf with the same level as your bow for 30 seconds, although it's actually infinite. So as long as you have a bow, you can use 75 Soul Force, which is the same stuff you use to create that portal to go back to the starting area. And 75 is not very much. It's not like you're not going to be able to use a portal if you summon a wolf. But it always is the same level as your current weapon, so you don't have to have a weapon that has a summoning on it. You can just have this ability. And then if you have a bow, let's say your summoning bow is like level 60, your main bow is like level 80, you can now have a level 80 wolf instead of a level 60 wolf. Not a huge difference, but it could make a difference in some scenarios, so why not just have the higher level wolf make your life a little bit easier. Conceal. Increase the base regeneration of your animal companions by 27. I don't know how big of a percentage that is, but the less likely your animal companion to die, the better, because then you don't have to summon a new one, and you can keep stacking Forest Master. Next, Meteoric. Increase the speed of your projectiles by 16%. Faster projectile speed, hits the enemies quicker, less chance for them to hit you or your companions. Great. Quick Bow. Increase attack speed by 5.5 while wielding a bow. My attack speed is starting to get a little, real fast, and it's a lot of fun. So the more attack speed I can keep getting, the better. Attack speed with bows is really fun. And then Hunting Shadow. You gain a 2.5% something that I'm going to find out in a second. Okay, so you gain a 2.5% chance to ignore any damage taken while you're wielding a bow. 2.5% chance to say, yeah, you didn't hit me. Bullshit. No. Which is, I mean, obviously it's a very low chance, but the chance to just avoid all damage completely could end up saving you at some point once you're on the higher floors and you're prone to getting potential to get one shot is up there. Maybe that 2.5% chance, say you slip up, you get CC'd or something, 2.5% chance saves you. Easy. So, as far as talent gems goes, this one, obviously, all talent gems are going to fit their class really well. But this one is very, very good. Summon Wolf, useful. The Quick Bow, Conceal, Forest Master, Meteoric, and Hunting Shadows are all great additions as well. And you're going to want to get this as fast as possible. So, also, just a quick tip I'm going to throw out in this video because I just learned this. Maybe I'm a little late to the party, but maybe some of you don't know. You're fighting these bosses and you're like, man, I cannot get the boss item for my talent tree. Mine is the Lord of Frost's Dragonhorn. Like, let's say I didn't have any. I was like, damn, I just can't get the right boss to drop it. I'm getting all these other things that are not useful to me. Well, in this little box of wonder here, you can obviously salvage equipment to turn into crafting parts, but you can also do this little convert tab. What does the convert tab do? You can take any boss item, say this one, plop it on in, and for the price of 1,000 soul stones, you can convert it to something different. It'll convert to something random, a different random boss item. So it might take 1 try to get the one you want. It might take 15 tries. But this is a guaranteed way to, using your soul gems, get the item you need. That's why I have 4 Lord of the Frost Dragon Horns. I would do this one, but I only have 715, and you need 1,000, so I don't have enough. But that's a good way to unlock, get a talent gem for yourself, unlock the exclusive weapon for your class, and upgrade the exclusive weapon for your class. So instead of just having to grind bosses and runes and hope for the best, you can actually just get it by using your soul gems, which is kind of nice, especially since once you start getting to the higher floors, soul gems become, you get lots of them very quickly. So all of that being said, that was a quick review of the tree, everything that's going on in it, some of the more important things, how to get to your tree, the exclusive parts of your tree, the talent gem, and the exclusive weapon quicker. And now I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff that I was talking about. Let's just go down to the deepest floor, because why not? You think I'm scared of the deepest floor? I'm not scared of the deepest floor. And we'll kind of show off some of the things for you. So, first and foremost, we got our little friend here. I don't have any soul force right now, so I can't really summon my wolf. So we'll try to get some real quick. But I'll try to show off some of the things, like the Avatar of Ranger, which is this giant green thing that is shooting this spread of arrows right now that just decimates everything. You can see the damage numbers. We're critting for about 40k right now. Sometimes up to as much as 60. We're probably even getting close to 70k here soon. So our crits are dealing a lot of damage. But I'm now going to use the soul force I got to summon a wolf, because it's going to be a higher level. So I'll try to show off, see if I can get a crossbow. There's a crossbow. So there's 1 crossbow that I have. You can have up to 4, and I didn't quite get 4 there. I got 3. But yeah, the crossbow, a turret that shoots relatively quickly, does a good amount of damage. Once I have my animal companion and my crossbows up, I actually don't really have to play the game with the ranger class. So we've got 3 crossbows and our animal companion, and we can just sit here. I was gonna say hopefully the wolf will go back. He's out of range for a crossbow right now, but he gets a little bit. He didn't get close enough. But we can just go over there and shoot 1 shot and do the job anyway. And then, like I said, the Avatar of Ranger is just a clearing machine. Like, it'll just absolutely shred anything and everything. And it just kind of shoots the direction you're looking. So if you're ever in trouble, just look in the direction you need to, and it'll work. It's also really nice to have it procced, because on the off chance you get, like, frozen or stunned or something, the Avatar of Ranger will still keep firing, even if you're frozen, stunned, whatever. So you can still get that damage output going, even through some of the CC. That is a lot of legendary drops that I'm hearing, which I guess it's going to be that way from here on out, but still, oh my god, there's so many things. But yeah, this is just kind of a quick example of the Ranger class being utilized at its highest maxed out potential here. And it's just, oh, wait, there's still something alive. I think my wolf might have died. Didn't quite have enough regen, I suppose. Does it matter? Not really, because I can just hit Q and now we have another wolf. So obviously some other things that are really good are like summoning consumables. As you can see, I have 2. The Terror Lord and the Devils. Having extra things to deal damage to enemies for you just kind of fits the playstyle of this character, or of this class. This class is definitely a more passive class. Now, mind you, I could go into rooms, like, I'll just find the next room with enemies, and even if I don't have my wolf companion, because he's currently stuck, I can just sit here and left click, and I will wipe rooms easily with just my bow and my crossbows. So it's not like you have to play it passively, but if you want to be a more passive, you know, kind of more of a laid back type of run or playthrough or play style, then this is definitely the class for you. If you're just trying to get through the game pretty quick, I feel like this is one of the better play styles for it. And if that's your thing, then you're going to love this class, because having some minions do the work for you, some companions do it, let them go do their thing. You can kind of sit back, shoot some arrows every once in a while to get some crossbows for help. But summoning consumables definitely will be more up your alley. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review of this class. I'm going to be doing a review of each and every class coming soon-ish. I'm still trying to grind to floor 200 first, most likely, and then I'll start the reviews of the other classes. But let me know what other type of stuff you guys want to see in this game. There's going to be a guide to rune summonings coming soon. I think there was something else too that I now forget, but either way, let me know what type of stuff you guys want to see in this game, and make sure to check the links in the description. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you all in the next video.